morning everyone. I have just made my smoothie. As you saw, that is my go-to breakfast smoothie recipe at the moment, and I am currently sitting in the morning sunshine on a beautiful Saturday morning, just enjoying my day. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something different today, something that I'm extremely passionate about, and that is well-being. So for me, what I eat is definitely a huge part of that, but it only makes up such a small fraction of what's important. So I want to jump on here today and actually talk to you about emotional well-being. So in light of COVID and everything that has been going on at the moment, our emotions are like a roller coaster, and I know personally I struggled a lot during isolation, and it sent me into a state of deep reflection, and I took that time to really figure out what was important to me and what I wanted to be focusing on. And I think that happened for a lot of other people as well. I run a wellbeing business called Cultivating Positivity, in case you didn't already know that, and I take workshops and presentations to all schools and businesses. And if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, then please hit the links below, because it is something that I would love to offer you. At the moment, face-to-face is preferable. I just feel like you're going to get more out of the information given to you. However, I can deliver this information online to you wherever you are around the globe. So please, if you want to know more, click the links below and we can definitely arrange something. For the month of July and August, I am running this emotional wellbeing workshop for free. So if you want that at your workplace or your business or your school, please let me know and I can arrange that for you. In light of COVID, I really want to do something that helped people and got this information out to the masses. Cultivating Positivity offers a journal for adults to work through. It's a 24-week program. You can take it at your own pace. You can skip chapters. It's totally up to you. But in here is hundreds and hundreds of strategies that you can add to your toolbox for not only your emotional well-being, but relationships, how we nourish our bodies, how we bring awareness to our minds. The list is endless. So please hit the links below if you're interested in this as well. It's hardcover, color, beautiful journal. So I'm going to be talking you through one of the chapters today, which is on negative emotions, and when you open it up they look something like this. Let's really begin by saying that there is no such thing as a bad emotion. As a human being, as someone living this life and this existence, you have every right to feel how you want to feel at any given time. You are allowed to feel guilt, you are allowed to feel shame, you're allowed to feel angry, frustrated, nervous. Whatever you feel, embrace that and feel it. However, they're negative emotions because what they do is they hold us back. When we're feeling these things, we're less inclined to take on new opportunities, we're less inclined to build relationships, we don't want to learn new information, we tend to want to retreat, and negative emotions keep us in our tracks. They stop us from moving forward and they stop us from growing and evolving. So we don't want to ignore these negative emotions, we actually want to jump in and we want to get to know them more. But it's about lessening the intensity of them and the duration of them, so we can get back to happier times, and therefore we can get back to more positive emotions and more feeling and more learning and more growing, which is where all the magic happens. But how do we handle our negative emotions? A 5-letter acronym: A.W.A.R.E. I want you to be aware. You're going to need to be brave. It's really tricky stuff. We've been taught to hide and suppress our anger, or hide and suppress our guilt, or run from it. They feel uncomfortable and sticky and messy, but I want you to embrace them. The A in A.W.A.R.E stands for acknowledge. Firstly, you're just going to acknowledge how you are currently feeling. What is the emotion that you're feeling? Can you name it? Once you've got a handle on what it is, we're going to wonder. W is for wonder. And I want you to wonder about where it's coming from. Did someone say something to upset you? Did you do something to offend someone? How did this emotion kind of arise in you? And also wonder about where you're feeling it in your body, and that might give you a tip. We tend to feel emotions in our stomach a lot. If we're angry, it might be clenched fists. We might have a really tense face. How are we feeling physically as well? So wonder about all these things. Bring a sense of curiosity to your emotions as well. The next letter, A, stands for announce, and this is really confronting for a lot of people, but I want you to tell anyone near you what you're feeling. And that may be in terms of seeking support. Hey, I need help dealing with an emotion of guilt I'm not sure it comes from. Or you might find it's actually just about telling people where that comes from. Because people around us aren't mind readers and they're going to treat us exactly the same. But when we're feeling sad or when we're feeling shame or scared or frustrated, we actually need the people around us, which is generally our loved ones, to treat us a little bit differently. You need to let your partner know, or the people that you live with, or the people that you work with, that you're not feeling 100% yourself today. You don't have to give them all the details. But by telling them that, they're going to treat you with a little bit more grace. They're going to tread just a little bit carefully, and it's going to help you process those emotions more, unpack them, and deal with them more effectively. So you're going to tell someone, hey, I'm just not feeling myself today. Do you mind if I can push that deadline back 20 minutes? Hey, I'm coming home from work right now. I've had a really bad day. Do you mind if we don't do dinner tonight? It's about protecting yourself by letting other people know what you're feeling. Otherwise, you come home from work all frustrated or upset, something's happened, you get in the door, you've got kids at you potentially, you've got your husband wanting you to do the things that you normally would do. But when we're in this negative mindset, we're not able to do the things we would normally do. So it's about giving yourself a boundary, letting people know so you can process that emotion effectively. R is for respond. So respond needs a little bit of prep work before we get to respond, but this is what are you actually going to do to respond to this emotion? Now you've identified it, now you know where it's coming from, and now you've let people know. How are you going to help this emotion dissipate? How are you going to help it flow through you? Are you going to journal? Are you going to meditate? That might not be for you at all. Are you going to go for a run? Maybe something a bit more high intensity suits your style. Go for a walk, clear your head, get some fresh air. Is there a friend you can call and talk to and have a little vent to about what's happened to maybe make you feel that way? This part of responding is really important because this is where we're going to take that negative emotion and we're going to help it go away. And we're going to bring forward those more positive emotions. Is there a book that you love to read that always calms you down? Can you give that a go? What are your strategies that you have in place for when you feel these emotions? And if you don't, then this step just requires a little bit of forward thinking and a little bit of prep work so you know what strategies to fall back onto. The fifth step, E, in our acronym of A.W.A.R.E, E is for explore. This is where we kind of wrap it all up. We're going to re-explore our bodies. Is that emotion still there? Am I still feeling these feelings of anger and frustration or nervousness or anxiety? If not, incredible. Let's move on with our day and let's proceed. If it is still there, has it changed? Is it the same emotion? And we're going to go back to the start. We're going to work through those steps again. And we might seek more support this time. These emotions aren't always going to go away within 5 minutes. They might linger for an hour, 2 days, a week. It depends what you're feeling and it depends what you're going through. But the worst thing we can do for our bodies is to hide away from these emotions and pretend they are not there. It's really scary. It's really scary to look inwards and try to understand where these emotions are coming from and where this stress is coming from in our bodies. But when we bury it down there and when we ignore it, we don't help the situation. I like to think about burying our emotions as a soft drink bottle, which is definitely not something you want to be taking to nourish your body in the first place, which is why it's a great analogy. The more we put down in that soft drink bottle and we shake it a bit, we put more in and we shake it a bit, that tension starts to build up and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. All of a sudden, those emotions have nowhere to go except explode out the top or just make that whole bottle really, really tense all the time. What are you holding on to? What emotions do you have buried in you that maybe you need to be a little bit more brave, dig deep and find them? Aware. Acknowledge, wonder, announce, respond, explore. 5 steps that you can take today, the next time you feel a negative emotion, and you know how to handle it perfectly. This strategy is for adults, it is for kids, it is for everyone. Just remember, if you're using it with kids, that it's your role as a parent or their teacher to co-regulate with them and guide them through it. You can't just simply give them these instructions and expect them to do it on their own, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of adults who still can't do it on their own either, and that's okay. Seek help from anyone when you're dealing with negative emotions. You do not need to go about this on your own. Be vulnerable, that is your greatest strength. Share openly. grow your mental garden. Life is too beautiful to be stuck in negative emotions, and I hope you found this insightful and enjoy your beautiful day. I know I will.